everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today is an annual goals video, but it is going to be a bit different from my previous goals videos where I've been like, these are the things that I want to achieve in this entire year, because my life ends in April. No, I'm having a baby and I literally cannot see beyond that point, and I don't really think there is much point for me to be making like massive concrete goals that my hopes and dreams are rested upon, because we're just gonna have to really go with the flow and like flexibility and maybe have some like possibilities for the second half of the year, but the actual like more concrete let's hit these goals things is just gonna be for the next few months. So that's what this video is. It's my 2022 goals, but pre-baby, and then after that we will see. Before I get into my specific goals for this year, I actually did have like a general life goal before I had a baby, which was do an adult Disney World holiday, which I managed to squeeze in with some friends in January 2020. Oh my goodness, we got so lucky with the timing of that. We went to Disney World, Florida for 8 days. It was incredible. I loved it so much, and I'm like so happy that I like did that before having kids. Definitely going to Disney is something that I would want to do like with kids as well, but like maybe when they're a bit older and they can remember it, and also they're big enough to get on the rides with me, because the idea of waiting at the side of the rides or only doing the boring rides, not about that. Or I just leave the kids with Dan and I do another adult Disney World holiday. That would be great. But that was literally like the one thing on my bucket list of like pre-baby is like a Disney World holiday, and I did it. But now on to my work 2022 pre-April goals. So my first goal is to finish my IC course. This is my sexuality educator course that I've been doing. I started it in August 2020. My original goal was to finish it by the end of 2021. That didn't happen because I got real sick in pregnancy, but I think it is doable to finish this. And actually this is something that I just want to be done before baby comes, because it's one of those things that like if I don't finish it before they come, then it's just gonna be one of those things that just gets pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. Things that I have left to do, I've got like half a dozen webinars left to watch and one more essay to write, and hopefully, come on Hannah, I will do that before April. And then the other thing that I've got left to do is just a couple more hours of individual supervision, but I can only book like one of those a month. So actually that is something that will have to happen after baby, but that's not like a really grueling thing that I have to like concentrate and focus on. Like it'll just be like showing up, having something to share, and chatting about being a sex educator with my supervisor. Another kind of mini goal within my like IC course is to do a webinar Wednesday, which is every Wednesday. It's open for students to host a webinar for other students to get practice in hosting webinars or workshops, and then using their supervision to kind of like get feedback and see how it went and stuff. So that's another goal of mine, is to book in one of those and actually do one of those. I've got a workshop on like pleasure and communication that I've been working on that I can host, but then also the essay that I just finished writing was about inflammatory bowel disease and sexuality. And so I'm thinking of turning the research from that into a webinar that I can present for other students as well. So one of those two. I need to hold myself accountable to do this, which is why I'm saying it out loud. My second goal for the next few months is to onboard and train my new creative producer. She's actually just sat over there. This is like new territory, like someone watching me film, but I am really excited. You may have seen at the end of last year, hiring a creative producer was on my goals list, and tick, 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 tick. So I'm very excited just to see how this is going to go and bring someone onto the team to kind of offload a lot of my stuff too, but also just like have as like a creative partner to like share ideas with and plan things and strategize and make all of this content for you, and then kind of them taking the reins a bit whilst I'm off for maternity leave. So that's a big thing that I've got going on over the next few months, but I think it's going to be totally worth it and really fun. My third goal is to maintain a regular upload schedule for videos on both channels and for the podcast throughout January to mid-April. We're making plans as to like when videos and episodes are going to stop, but also we can't really make a plan because who knows when baby is going to be born, but want to maintain a regular upload schedule until at least early mid-April. My fifth goal is a bit of an experiment. I have been flirting with the idea of turning Pleasure Trove into a live stream so that it can be like this interactive thing and it maybe being more of a show than a video. And I would love to explore that idea and obviously like work with my creative producer to try and figure out how we would do that and do at least one before I'm off. That's my plan. At least one. If this doesn't happen, I'm not gonna be that mad. But it's like one of those, I guess, like stretch goals of like, let's do this. But if it doesn't happen, I would want there to be like a good reason for it not happening, but it's not the end of the world. And my sixth work goal, I can never say that word, my sixth work goal is to create a plan for maternity leave. This is gonna be like one of the big focuses for me and my creative producer and my assistant and my video editor of like figuring out all of this, getting the team completely prepped beforehand. I also really want to involve my patrons in this process as we like make decisions about how maternity leave is going to look for me and my content and stuff. Having a kind of content plan, but also allowing for a lot of flexibility, having like multiple plans for like different levels of my return. If I'm able to do this many days a week, what would that look like? If I'm able to not do that many days a week, what would that look like? And then also on the kind of like admin boring side of things, I need to figure out like how maternity leave and maternity pay works for me as someone who runs their own business, is self-employed freelance kind of thing. But that's a conversation for me to have with my accountants, which is scheduled in the diary. So the ball is rolling on a lot of these things, but I just want to feel like really calm and really prepped and everyone like knows what they're doing and everyone is like really happy and just kind of like ready to go when it comes to me going. Okay, I have some personal goals as well, not just the Disney World holiday. Some other personal goals that are also pandemic friendly, because none of these involve going away anywhere. That's not happening. Not this year, we'll see. But my first personal goal is for me and Dan to finish playing Scythe, Gloomhaven, and Fog of Love. These are all board games that we have been playing loads during lockdowns and just spending lots of time together. With Scythe, we're doing like the campaign expansion, and so I want to finish that campaign, and then there's another expansion to the game that we've bought and not even like touched yet. With Gloomhaven, we're like so close to finishing like the main game and the campaign, and then we also bought the expansion for that, which once we finish that I want to like tackle the expansion. And then with Fog of Love, we've got one more of the like pre-created stories or something that they make. Fog of Love is a very interesting game. It's like you have a fictional relationship and you're like negotiating like everything in the relationship between you, but you're like role-playing as characters. It's very fun. But we've got one more scenario left in the box to play for that. And then after that, I don't know if we'll like re-gift it to somebody else or keep it and like replay, but with like different characters. I don't know. My second personal goal is to read a whole bunch of books. You may have seen at the end of last year, I had decided that I wanted to be really intentional with my reading because post-April, I have no idea like how much time I'm going to have to read, although a lot of parents have told me that audiobooks are your friend, apparently, when you're looking after a baby. So I'm getting all my Audible credits ready, but I have created like a reading priorities list of kind of like workbooks. So I see those as like the sexuality and relationship books, but then also like leisure, pleasure, just like fiction reading, and then also like non-fiction that's not related to sex and relationships. And I have my priorities list. The list is much longer than actually what I know for my reading speed to be capable of reading in the next few months, But I like that the list is longer than that, because then it means that once I finish a book, I can look at that list and just be like, what do I fancy? What am I in the mood for? And as long as I'm picking things from those lists, then I'm happy, because I have decided that those are my reading priorities. Third personal goal is just doing a massive flat spring clean, winter/spring clean, like decluttering the entire thing. We've actually started on this. The kitchen is done. The office/spare room/future baby room is done. And then there's all the other rooms in the house that need to get done. But we're just doing this gradually. And I am filming the process. I'm like vlogging it. So if you're into your like decluttering organization videos, then that'll be coming out soon at some point. My fourth goal is a goal that like isn't going to happen. It's not going to happen, which is going to the theatre. I just miss going to see West End musicals. I miss it so much. I have not been in like 2 years. I know that like some theatres are still open and like putting on their shows, but I just personally do not feel comfortable going, and that is just something that I have to make peace with, because I've weighed up the risks for myself and also weighed it with just like my absolute desperation to go to the theatre and like see a show, and I've just decided it can wait. It can wait, Hannah. It can wait. Those shows will still be there when the cases are lower and you're not pregnant, hopefully. I do a lot of walking around and listening to musical soundtracks and just crying. Like picturing myself like in the stalls watching it live, and I'm like, oh my god, I will be back. I will go to the theatre again. My fifth goal is real vague, and it's be ready for baby. But will you ever be ready? I don't really know what this means. I would like to feel somewhat prepared. Obviously, I have a list. I have a list of like life admin stuff for Dan and I to do before baby is born. And then I also have the list of like stuff that we need to buy. And we're slowly chipping away at all of these things. Like we're getting them done. We're taking it easy. I think it will all kind of like kick into gear in March probably. But we are like slowly at the moment like making our way through this list and like, you know, preparing ourselves, getting ourselves ready to go. My sixth personal goal is to donate my hair. I'm gonna have a haircut before this baby is born, so they don't have anything to grab hold of, but also to donate it. This will be my third time donating my hair. I donate it to the Little Princess Trust. They make wigs for kids with cancer, and I can never decide what to do with my hair, so I just figure every few years growing it out and then chopping it off is, you know, something that I'm happy to do, so might as well do it. But I've heard that postpartum hair loss is a thing, so, you know, get a nice wig made out of this good luscious pregnancy hair and then like chop it all off and have like really manageable easy hair for when we have a baby, because it is getting to the point now where I do find it annoying and it just takes me forever to like wash and dry and stuff in the mornings. So I'm excited to have short hair again. My final personal goal, number 7, I think, is to celebrate my 30th birthday. Just mark the occasion. It will probably be a very small affair. I haven't planned it yet, but yeah, I turned 30 in February. So I want that to be a thing. I used to be the kind of person who like would start planning their birthday 6 months out. And it was like what I just framed my entire year around was like, what am I doing for my birthday party? Like, I love organizing my birthday, but I just one, don't know what like the COVID situation is going to be like, and like being pregnant as well just like makes me feel a lot more anxious about COVID. And then also just like being pregnant in general, and like what do I want to do for my birthday when I'm 7 months pregnant? Like, we'll figure it out. I want to mark the occasion. I don't want to let it pass me by without being like, oh, I turned 30. That's the thing that happened. Well, there we have it. Those are my work and personal goals before having a baby. I think I've got a good balance. I hope I have. And I'm also open to like some of these things not happening. Like the board games thing, I would love if we could like finish all of those board games. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. There's flexibility there. I always like to have like flexibility and realistic expectations when it comes to goals, especially because whilst I'm like feeling good now, like second trimester vibes, I've no idea how the rest of this pregnancy is going to go. So that's also a bit of an unknown that could throw a spanner in the works and like change things as we go as well. So whilst I do love setting me some goals, I also like to, I don't know, have a bit of a bigger picture and flexibility, obviously, with it all. Thank you so much for watching this video. Are you setting any goals this year, 2022? Are you having a baby this year? And do you have any goals, work or personal goals for before you have your baby? I would love to hear in the comments. Hope you're doing well, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.